You can go 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. While I can't speak for air, you won't have to go without food and water if you make the necessary arrangements now. Water, basic shit. You need it, period. Have at least 1 gallon per day per person. That's a lot, right? Well, deal with it. You'll want to get a few of these bad boys. They are food grade 55-gallon drums. I got them on Craigslist for $20 a piece. Not advisable. I had to clean it out multiple times, and these things are friggin' heavy. What a hassle. If I had it to do it over again, I'd spend the money for a good brand new one. They run around $70 per drum. You'll also need a bung wrench to open and close the darn thing, as well as a heavy-duty pump to get your water out. In addition, you'll also want to add a water preserver. You add it to the water as you're filling it so that it could mix well. It prevents bacterial buildup for about 5 years. After that, you drain the water and start the process all over again. As a redundancy, you'll also want a backup water source that's in a container that is both easy to carry and short-term. This is a picture of our canned food pantry to be used when we're sheltering in place. We'll get back to the canned food here in a moment, but for now, notice the 2.5-gallon water containers along the bottom. These are here to supplement the 55-gallon water drums as a redundancy. As I just said, we have canned foods here as well. They have a long shelf life, usually 2 to 3 years. We shop at Smart and Final, and that's where you can get the best prices. Make sure to check the expiration dates carefully. Hard to do on some items, especially if they're packaged with a plastic seal, but do your best. Get the foods that you'll actually eat. I know this is obvious, but it bears repeating. Store what you will actually eat, or it'll just stay on the shelf. Common sense. As you can see here, we actually live off our canned foods. Not every day, but every now and then. You can also see that in some areas here, the supply is getting a little low. And this is a good thing because you want to keep rotating your items. We usually don't let the supply go down below 2/3 of the total inventory before we go out and bring in more resupplies from Smart and Final. Make sure you also keep accurate inventory of the expiration dates on each canned food item. It's not easy, but you got to have a good and solid system. This here is a redundant backup system, and it's the dry storage room, which is located in a different part of the house. These foods here will last from 15 to 30 years as long as we keep things dry and cool and at a steady 70 degrees. First we have grains, beans, and pasta. Seal them in Mylar bags with a few oxygen absorbers thrown in, and you'll be good to go. Anything less and you're cutting corners, which is a no-no with store food. Next we have dehydrated foods. The brand is Mountain House, and these will last up to 30 years. They're light, so you can also deploy with these in a bug-out vehicle as well. But remember, bring water, as they take lots of water to rehydrate. Some of the entrees we have here are scrambled eggs with bacon, teriyaki chicken with rice, chili mac, lasagna with meat sauce, macaroni and cheese, and pilot crackers. We chose high-calorie entrees because you'll most likely need the extra calories in a stress situation. And down here where the temperature is coolest, we have some cases of MREs. These are the best, and buy them from the MRE Depot. A little more expensive, but they contain many more calories for the buck. These would be ideal choices for adding to a bug-out bag or adding to a bug-out vehicle. Here are vacuum sealed pasta and oats. We actually sometimes use this supply, and we break one out when we're low in the kitchen. We try not to touch it though, but if we do, we usually replace it soon after. This is the only supply in this room that we ever break into, and not often at that. Everything else is absolutely off limits. And here is an extra case of Mainstay emergency food bars. Good bug out food. Okay, let's talk a little bit about deployment food canisters. If a disaster strikes and you're bugging out in your vehicle, you want to just reach for a pre-inspected canister that has everything already pre-packed and ready to go. The last thing you want to do is to start frantically grabbing things off the shelves and hoping that you got everything you need. Better to pre-pack your canisters beforehand with a sound mind and with your partner double checking as you go. We got these canisters from Home Depot. They're tool chests and they're very durable. The top one has a carrying handle and the bottom two larger ones have big wheels for easy rolling out the door. This one here is a two-person supply of food and water for 3 days. It has MRE main entrees, MRE heating bags, bottled water, crackers and peanut butter, freeze-dried coffee and powdered creamer, toilet paper, wet wipes for the hands, 2 metal spoons, and some fuel gel as a backup for fire. These two on the bottom are a two-person supply of food and water for 5 days. It has exactly the same items as a 3-day canister, just more of it. Okay, that's it for now. Start building your food and water supplies now. Organize an integrated system that makes sense to you and your family. Be prepared, my brothers.